Marvin Gonzalez. Marvin Gonzalez. Marvelous Marva. Is that you? Marvin Gonzalez. But boy, you know, I really had no respect for you in any form or fashion, to tell you the truth. For a number of reasons. But Marvin Gonzalez, you had to let the people, the population, the citizens make you out. You weren't man enough. Well, we know that. You weren't strong enough. You don't have enough character to admit that you misled your leader, the leader of the opposition, the leader of the PNM, the member of parliament for Arima, who selected you as the chief whip. You didn't have the testicular fortitude, the cojones, to say to the population of Trinidad and Tobago, I am sorry. My leader of the opposition, Penelope Beckles, I am sorry. Marvin, you're not man enough to do that. You had to let the citizen sleuths, the citizen detective, the citizens find you and catch you on a hot mic, telling Penelope Beckles, I beg to move. Penelope Beckles, that does not really give you the license to escape. Because after years and years of being in that parliament and the Senate and in politics and in government in different disparate positions, you should have known, Penelope, off the bat. Your nervous system, your experience, your intelligence should have told you, don't listen to that blithering idiot to your right side. Don't listen to Marvin Gonzalez. Don't listen to the scrape-through member of parliament for Lopino Bonnier. You should have known. But back to you, Marvin. You guided your leader wrong. Your leader came under fire. Even the PNM fake news media had to put PNM, penny blunder, water blunder, bring a whole motion, write a whole motion for Private Members Day, and then didn't get to contribute. Rudal Munilal was still waiting on some notes because he was the one to respond to Penelope Beckles. First time I ever see that a member of parliament don't even know the standing orders, don't know the process. But Marvin, the chief whip, is one who's supposed to know the standing orders inside out, who's supposed to know the process, who's supposed to guide. And you guided Penny to make the biggest blunder of a political career, and you're not even man enough to stand up immediately and say, Mr. Speaker, I humbly apologize. I guided my leader wrong. I am the one who told her to say beg to move. She was on her way down to have a seat to get ready to give her contribution. And you, me, Marvin Gonzalez, you tell her, I beg to move. And Penny, you just regurgitate the stupidity from a blithering idiot. You know what makes this worse? Marvelous Marvin Gonzalez, the man who had a problem with a man in a van driving the wrong van in the Wassa. You know what makes it worse? That you, who we now have cogent, well, we had before, but now we have irrefutable evidence that you are a blithering idiot and a dunce. You know what makes this worse? That you, Marvin Gonzalez, have the audacity to call other members of parliament dunce and dotish. You, the man who Rowley say he found to put in charge of Wassa because he knew nothing about Wassa or water, and you confirm Rowley's statement by telling the world with pride, with your eyes glowing and sparkling with excitement, that you didn't know that leaks break pressure. And when you have leaks, people in the higher areas can't get water because the leaks break pressure. Well, if that wasn't enough for you to know that politics is not for you, leadership is not for you, to come out the people thing because you are done, you continued. Then when people were under pressure under your PNM policies and call him but as Minister of Finance, and all your cabinet colleagues were recusing themselves, and people were being told to wean themselves off the government because Rowley fine taxpayers' money is not for the people. It's for friends and family. It's for ministers to rent out their own building at commercial rates when they only had residential approval. Marvin Gonzalez, you watch the people in the face and tell them, don't eat macaroni pie, or eat macaroni pie once, or don't go movie town, that they have to make decisions about their lives to not eat ham and macaroni pie. Remember that? You tell people that. You thought out that. Soak that through whatever sponge you have between your ears, and then let them words come out through your mouth. And you had the audacity to call other people dotish. You the man who recently put a post up eating macaroni pie and say about how you win and Dr. Chaitan Maharaj lost her seat. When Dr. Chaitan Maharaj is a parliamentary secretary in the government, serving people in the Ministry of the People and Social Development, helping people, helping constituents. She swore in on the Bible to be a member of the government, and you find that song like she lost when you move from the Minister of National Security, well, Kobo Sweat, with blue lights and special branch driving you all over in your Eclipse Eli suits. You move from that short tight pants with Faris Al-Rawi and Larry Lala in a gym hugging up, and you find that look like victory on your part. That is you. That is who you are. And you have the audacity to call people dunce. Furthermore, Marvin Gonzalez, you call people dotish. Plus you shouting out at Khadija Amin, think about double palm and all kind of rudeness to woman. Man don't do them kind of thing to woman across the floor about double palm and so on. Well, we know why you do it. Because man don't do them kind of thing. If man throwing talk for woman, it don't have nothing to do in politics with all of that. But anyway, you telling she about double palm across the floor. But the truth is, Marvin, if you had known about double palm, or if you wasn't so cheap to not pay for the double palm, then you would have known to lock the door when you was home so your wife wouldn't have catch you, Marvin. So who is you to call people dunce, Marvin? You didn't even have the ability, after making the biggest blunder in history, being caught on a hot mic, advising, recommending, telling your leader, the leader of the opposition, the member of parliament for Arima, to say, I beg to move, and the poor lady couldn't contribute. She embarrassed herself, her party, her husband, her family, her constituents, based on your advice, Marvin. And you wasn't even man enough to come out, make a statement, call a press conference and say, my leader, I am sorry. You sit down quiet and you let the citizens catch you. Marvelous Marva. I think, sir, that you must look yourself in the mirror. Whenever you feel to use the word dance, you just look in the mirror and say it loud and clear. Say it, Marvin. Say it. Say, Marvin, I am a dance. Say it, even if you're hugging up Faris at them in the mirror. Say, excuse me, Faris. Excuse me, Larry Lala. I am a dunce. And you're a dunce without any sort of character. Penny, it don't absolve you, you know. It was still very, very ridiculous. It was very shameful. What a blunder. Even though the media only mentioned it once and they're trying to move on, you bring a whole motion, waste your whole private members' day, parliamentary time allotted to the opposition to bring and make the government account and to move and to make points and try to show the population that you're ready for government and you're ready for prime minister. You listen to Marvelous Marva, who like to call other people dunce, and you ball, I beg to move. Ladies and gentlemen, the PNM is in chaos. The PNM has no character. The PNM has no leader. There's the former. There's the former. There's the penny who begs to move when it's not the time to beg to move, when it's the time to stand and talk. And there's Marvelous Marva, a blithering idiot who calls other people dunce. Just keep in mind, for example, this doubles and coffee and all this doubles and coffee and all the Douglas politics and thing I do. It don't have no editing, you know. It don't have no second take, you know. It's one take. If I make any mistake, I correct it one time on the fly. I don't press. You notice it, I know. Join up, pen, press, come back, read up, go there, come. It's one take and one take only. And this doubles and coffee going on for 3-4 years. Douglas politics for 5 years. I was on radio for 15 hours a week for 6 years with Dennis Hall, aka Sprangalan, and Christopher Sion. I was doing football commentary from since 1996. I had a TV show called Spork that we used to do live and go in one take if it was recorded. And never in all those 28 years of being on top in and around a hot mic in the parliament, interviews left, right and center, whether for sport, whether for coaching, whether in parliament, whether on TV, radio, across the board, radio, TV show, Sports Max, radio in Dominica, Jamaica, anywhere. And never in my life have I talked so much stupidness as Marvin Gonzalez when he tell people don't eat macaroni pie, when he tell people he didn't know that leaks break pressure, and when he told his leader, the leader of the opposition, I beg to move, and that man had the audacity to call other people, other human beings, dotish. Marvin, when you're calling people dotish, look in all the mirrors. Never pass a mirror in the rest of your life without saying, Marvin Gonzalez, you are dotish. Bless.